What's up, boys? How we doing? It's another dev update, baby. Let's get into it. Dev update 20. And the first thing he says is this is the final dev update before the beta. And he does specify at the end of this dev update that it will happen by the end of the year. Let's get into it. First paragraph he says is the last one. He wants to surprise us. He'll be leaving a little bit of updates here and there. Okay? You're welcome. All right, first and major update, new visuals. Pretty straightforward and exactly what we expected. He still has a lot to work on, as he tells us, but first thing we're looking at is a new weapon model. This looks like some sort of SMG weapon model. There are only a few SMGs in the game so far, so maybe this is just the auto rifle. I could see it being an auto rifle. We've got new trees. They're looking a little cleaner, chunkier, and semi-stylized. New cliffs. He's also teased these a bunch in the Discord. They're cleaner, chunkier, and semi-stylized. Going to be a common theme going on throughout this whole dev update. We also got new sand and ocean foam materials, improved snow and ice materials, and then a nice big chunky library of honorable mentions. You know, examples, screenshots of possible graphics that were either a little bit too detailed or a little bit too stylized and too cartoony. Finally, we get to see a little bit of a procedural generation GIF of the cliffs coming together from really cartoony down to the right balance of style and everything. Moving into level design, we're not going to see as many massive open sprawling areas as we may have seen in previous dev updates and examples in gameplay footage. He wants islands to only take 1, 2, maybe 3 minutes to get through. We've got a new look of the Arctic biome, ice biome. We've got a new confirmed biome for the closed beta and early access in the desert biome. Totems are getting a little bit of a rework. He said previously they all looked identical at a distance and were pretty confusing, so we have distinct models for the totems. There's a pro and there's a con. It's very similar to Greed Perks, only it's a thing right then and there as a totem. For example, the health totem. You get a 50% chance to double your max health or 50% chance to half your max health. Another one here, the gold totem. Get a random legendary pickup, but lose 90% of your health. There are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13 greed totems. Link in the description, the dev update, so you can read all of them. Moving on, we've got a few new enemies to round out the total pool of enemies for the beta. And I will have a video coming up next weekend on the enemies of the game, so be on the lookout for that. But we're getting some grenade enemies, grenade crabs that throw grenades, and slammer crabs that kind of jump up and do an aerial slam attack. These are elite crab variants. Jesus Christ, I need water. Not gonna get it though. Mama didn't raise no, okay? Couple more perks: double vision, crystal asteroids, care package, big chest, and shockwave. I'm not gonna go into these. You know why? As I scratch my giant schnoz. There's gonna be a lot of perks added. There's gonna be a lot of perks changed and a lot of perks taken away. I know I did a perks video, or 2 videos actually, because there's so many. It's not really worth going into the nitty gritty of every single perk anymore. We'll figure it out in the game. In fact, look at this improved UI picture. Damage shot. It tells you right there. Shots deal more damage. Another really exciting thing for me personally, an FOV slider. We can see examples of 60, 80, and 110 FOV. That's very nice. A lot of certified gamers opt for a little bit of a higher FOV. Although it does move the camera pretty far back from the crab, so I don't know, I might be sticking at default. Enemy collisions have been fixed a little bit. We see an elimination hit marker. We see a little bit of information on improving enemy attacks. We see foliage wind being added in, which personally I think looks absolutely stunning. A little bit of an updated crab materials. You can see the shell is a little bit more crab-like. Improved visibility. This is another good quality of life thing. You can see when you're up super close to a wall, you're backing up against a wall, or you're going towards the ground and looking up, your crab model goes invisible, so you can see through. So it's not just blocking everything on the screen, and that is, of course, beautiful. And then he drops the beta checklist. This is the general list of main things that still has to be completed before he is ready to drop the beta. So here's the list of things. He needs to finish the remaining environments. He's doing roughly 15 islands per biome, and there's a start of 4 biomes. Improve and replace animations. Weapon recoil, reloading, various jarring transitions from one move to the next. He's going to smooth those things out, make them more realistic, and make it feel like a finished product. Final weapon models and sounds. Obviously, we saw the, I'm going to guess, auto rifle model, and that looks great. But he needs 5 others to make the 6 weapons that are coming to the beta. Enemy models and sound effects and animations specific to the enemies. He's locking everything down for the crab and the player that you control. But what about the skulls, the pumpkins, if those are still in the game? Which we have a soft yes in the Discord. It's like probably, but we're not sure. There's a lot of things that still have placeholders. Final sounds and music, as it relates to general sound effects and general soundtrack items. Are there different themes and sounds in the soundtrack relating to the Arctic versus the volcanic versus the tropical versus the desert biomes, right? I'm really out of breath. I'm excited, guys. This dev update dropped an hour ago. Like, I jotted everything down, trying to figure out what I'm going to say, and now I'm recording, okay? I'm excited. He goes on to finally say that this marks the end of the 20th, all caps, development update, a crazy milestone that he never thought would be a thing. He pays ode to other game devs, saying that it's a huge undertaking, and his deepest respect goes to all the devs out there who are finishing projects. With all that said, thanks for reading the update, for being patient while the game gets finished. It's hugely appreciated. You're welcome. I'm not very patient, but you're welcome. And one thing I ended up skipping, the plan is to power through these and release the beta immediately after. There will not be any trailers or other media needed. He's just going to drop it when it's ready. My guess is mid-December or straight up on Christmas Day. I honestly, given the meme potential of this game, dropping it on Christmas would be hilarious. I don't know. Like, I'm sure he has plans with his family. That would be hilarious. We'll see if that happens. Either way, we're getting it by the end of the year, and that's super exciting. Click that sub button. Follow along. By the way, there's 2 Discord links in the link in bio. First one says personal server. That's mine. The second one says official Crab Champion game server. That's the game server. I get people almost every week jumping into mine, acting like it's the game server. Like, look, thanks for joining. But how did you not just use your eyes? There's 2, and they're like, it's a grid layout where it's like, boom, 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 boom. Anyway, we'll wheel on out of here. See ya. And then we come back.